This is a fix for if your sound isn't working. And with your simulators, you've got two sound outputs. You have headphones and you have speakers. So the first thing we'll do is hit our start menu button, bottom left corner of the keyboard, pull up sound options. If you don't see it in the menu here, just start typing in sound options and you'll see it pop up. Click it, and you've got two devices for audio that we use. We have one is the headset and one is the speakers. And so you can right click these devices and click test and make sure they're working. And I hear that in my headphones. The way you use sound on the simulators is you decide here before you load an iRacing session which sound you want to use. So right now the headset is the default device, and that means I'm using headset. But if I want to switch to speakers, I'll right click here, set as default. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm recording a session and I don't want to mess up that sound. But determine the sound you want to use here. Here we're going to use the headset. Click OK. It's the default device. And then we're going to open iRacing. And we're going to click Test Drive. And we're just going to check the sound options in iRacing, because sometimes that can be changed. Sometimes children or grandchildren have fingers that get into things and change settings without telling anybody. And that's probably 80% of fixes that I'll do online, is investigating where little fingers have been. At this point, it's worth mentioning as well that your speaker system has a power button on it behind the center monitor. So just locate that and make sure that the green light is on the little control box that's plugged into the subwoofer. If that green light's not on, obviously plug it in or check the power cable, but that would be why your speakers are not working. Your headset shouldn't have a mute button on it, but if it does, have a look on the headset there. But you also will find out if you have those issues when you're in sound options and you click test device. You wouldn't have heard any noise, obviously. So the last thing to check is options. Click on sound and make sure for device. In the drop-down menu, you've got essentially an option for every sound output that the PC or Windows thinks you have. You can see these C32s are actually the monitors. It detects that they also have speakers in them, but we don't use that because the speakers in gaming monitors are horrible. We've got the vibration sound card. We obviously don't want to use that because the vibration program is using that, and if we did click it, it would get really upset. And then you've got basically two groups, Direct Sound and Xaudio 2. This is just some audio compression kind of algorithm or something that iRacing introduced a few years ago. Originally, we always had just Direct Sound, and then a few years ago they released Xaudio 2. They announced that Xaudio 2 maybe had a bit more depth to the audio while you were driving, which just helps a bit more with immersion, I guess. Feels more realistic. So just make sure that you've got Xaudio 2 system default enabled, and then done, and you're good to go.